Alex in the Sunlight. I'm Alex and I'm so happy to see you. Please like this video, comment down below any requests or ruminations you may have, subscribe so we can spend more time together, and if you enjoy this content, please consider becoming a patron over on my Patreon page. All of the info is down below and I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so the purpose of today's video is to find out what we should expect for the coming week of October 6th all the way through Saturday. Let's just find out what's in store for us, what's coming for us. Okay, so the overall energy of the week is the Green Man in reverse. This is what he looks like upright. He's literally a green man standing over a cauldron. This is out of the Wildwood Tarot deck, but in traditional tarot, this card is the Emperor. So with him being upside down in this way, it could mean a few things. It could mean that maybe we've been abusing power, abusing power dynamics in our lives, or we haven't been exerting enough power in our lives. Maybe there are certain power dynamics at play that aren't necessarily healthy or conducive to a happy lifestyle for us. Maybe we've been holding our tongue when we really should be speaking up for ourselves, or maybe we've been, like I said, exerting too much power. Maybe we've been kind of abusing our authority in certain ways. But what I'm kind of getting, I feel like this is about taking back our power, and that means balance of power. So even if you are in a situation where you've been abusing your power, usually that's coming from a place of feeling lack, feeling defenseless. Believe it or not, usually the people who are, the most brash, the most abrasive, the most aggressive are the ones who are most scared. That's why they're acting that way, right? So I feel like this is just a call to balance out our inner authority and to get right with what it is that we're trying to bring forth and manifest into the world. So I feel like with this being the overall energy this week, we are being called to make sure that whatever authority is in our lives, or whenever we are the authority in our lives, to really take that on with grace and respect ourselves so we may live with respect for others. A lot of things have gone on, this year, and it's just moving by so quickly, and I feel like it's definitely been like a powerful year, and a lot of us are stepping into our power and really trying to manifest for our highest good. We just have to remember that. We have to remember what we came to do this week. You know what I mean? Okay, the next card we pulled from the Animal Spirit deck is Rabbit. This has been coming up a lot lately, I feel. So yeah, like I said, we've been going through a lot this year, and there's lots of big changes. Like I said, I feel like as a collective, we've been really stepping in to our truths and trying to figure out where we want to take our life, what direction in life we want to take, and manifesting and doing all of that stuff. So I feel like at this point this week, we may be a little bit frazzled. We may be projecting. That could be another reason why power dynamics might be a little off. So with this Rabbit coming up, that really just says to me, like, we've got to remember, like I said, what we're in it for, what we're doing this for, and start trying to have some kind of, maybe we need to get back into a routine. This year has gone by so fast, and I feel like I've taken on so many different kinds of lifestyles, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. So maybe this week we would all benefit, even if it's just for the week, to have more of a schedule, map out our days better, know what we're going to do from, hour to hour, so that it's a little bit more, it may be a little bit boring. If you're a mutable sign like me, that may be a little bit like, I don't feel like doing a routine. But it's like, it's having that structure isn't so that to punish you or to make you feel like you've got one more thing to do. It's actually to make things go more streamlined, because with this rabbit energy, this kind of anxious energy, the best way to me to kind of calm that energy down is to channel it into something else. So journaling, lists, write out lists, and schedule, plan your days for this coming week. All right, take some time for yourself to plan what you're going to do this week and how you're going to make things happen. Remember your goals. Okay, well, let's see what it says in the book. The rabbit loves to remind his friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and eat him. He talks and talks and talks about it so loudly, in fact, that one day the eagle hears and thanks him for the great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when we are scared, most often about the future, and we become our own worst enemy. We spin up a dust cloud of fear and then complain to others that we are lost. Notice your thoughts and words, O rabbit. They shape your destiny. Right. So like I said earlier, when I said for some people, we need to calm down some of that forceful, authoritative energy, right? And like I said, some of the most brash and aggressive people are the most scared. And conversely, for some people who tend to give their power over and don't want to make a decision, they just want you to do it, even if it's not the right decision for them. It's just easier for them to let you tell them what to do, and all of that. That is also out of fear of making the wrong decision, out of fear of making a mistake. So what we have to realize is that what we don't want, that we keep focusing on, is like the eagle flying overhead in our lives. Like, oh, yeah, thanks for the good idea. Like, I just might make that happen. And then we're just like, oh, like, why? Not realizing like we called that energy to us, right? I feel like we're manifesting all the time at alarming rates, and it's coming from our thoughts, right? And it's not like, you need to beat yourself up for having just regular human thoughts. Like, of course, we all have some level of stress, especially with, like I said, this year's been a lot of like moving and shaking. It's been a lot of transformation and change, and kind of like setting things in stone for the future, and like building blocks. So that can make us feel a little frazzled. So it's kind of just like, we've got to realize we need to take back our power this week and get off the roller coaster. It's very fun. It's all good and well when you like get on a roller coaster and you're just like, whoa, it's so exciting. But if you had to live your life literally sitting on a roller coaster, you'd throw up, right? Like, you'd be like, no, get me off of here. So get yourself off the roller coaster this week, I think, is what we need to do. The next card we've got is Summer Solstice, Radiance, from the Earth Magic Oracle deck. How interesting too, because it is definitely autumn, but it doesn't feel that way. It still feels like summer. Let's see what it says in the book. Let the radiance of the sun inspire your inner radiance to shine forth. Release your concerns about what may happen in the future and focus on appreciating everything you have that is good and right. Allow Father Sun to take away your worries and cares. Do something physically active to stimulate your inner light. Dance, sing, but most important, get outdoors. Do not let any negative thoughts or habits stop you. When you are in love with life, you naturally radiate that love. During this part of your cycle, your capacity to love is greatly amplified. In one of those supreme ironies of life, the more love you give, the more returns to you. It starts by allowing the radiant being you truly are to be expressed into the world. Smile a little more. Notice the beauty of nature. See the humor and the paradoxes of life. Show your love, especially to those with whom you are closest. Then smile even more and watch how the world around you lights up. That's beautiful. Yeah, I think we should all try and have some fun this week, because I'm not going to be the one to tell you, oh, just change your thoughts and everything else. Like, you are having, we're all having these rabbit thoughts, these anxious thoughts about our futures for a reason, because we're working. We're working hard toward our future. So we're like, of course, concerned, and that's natural, and it's not going to, I don't think it'll help to beat yourself up for any of this stuff this week, or to try and like suppress any thoughts. I think what will help is channeling that nervous energy that is actually just a very high energy, and using it to have some fun. Play some games, go outside. It's still pretty warm. So, if you live by the beach, go to the beach. If you live near a park, go to the park. Just try to have some fun. It doesn't really matter if you're with people or not. Like, just do things that get your mind off of the grind, like whatever, it is that you're working on. Just do something for the fun of it this week. Okay, and the next card we pull from the Angel Oracles. Source of Life. It's pretty. Yeah, so it's like when you're having fun, when you're doing things that bring you joy, to me, that's on the same vibration as creative energy, especially if you're doing something creative for fun. And it kind of reminds you that, like, there's not really a need to worry. There's not really a need to force anything to happen, things take time, especially creative energy, right? A tree does not just become a beautiful, like, tall and magnificent tree overnight. We aren't born overnight. Like, it takes time, it takes months, it takes years. So that is what the Source of Life is kind of reminding me of, is just like remembering, how things come into being, and you don't have to force it. Let's see what it says in the book. God, the source of all life, is within you, with you, and around you at all times. The source of life permeates everything in existence. You can move closer to this divine source simply by holding this awareness that God is everywhere, in everything. Feel yourself held in His love and glow in His light. And our prayer for this week is, the source of all life is within me, with me, and all around me. I am embraced by a great love that fills my being and brings me peace. Yeah. Like I said, realizing that, the same creative life force energy that brought you into the world is also what you're tapping into when you're trying to, manifest good things in your life, can bring you just like a sense of, to me, I think, calm. You're just reminded, like, oh, right, some of this stuff just feels so much bigger than you know what I mean? Some of it just feels so much bigger than we can really grasp. And I think that's partly why our minds race, and we're just like trying to hold on to anything that we can that makes us feel like we've got some kind of control. But that's not really what it's about, right? And that's also why I'm saying we need to find some time to just play this week, because I feel like that allowing, that brings you into a state of allowing, and things just naturally want to come to you. It attracts you, right? Like it said, the natural ironies of life, when you give, you get. So do something this week just for the fun of it, not because you're trying to get somewhere or have something happen, just because it brings you joy. The next card we pulled is Throat Chakra. Makes sense. This is probably, yeah, I think it's my favorite chakra. It is. This is about our self-expression. This is about, to me, like being who we are, using our voice. Like it said, sing. Even if you can't If you can't sing, I think everybody can sing. You may not sing well, but you know what you're doing. Like sing along to a song or just, laugh. That's also using your voice. Another message I'm getting from this is like these anxieties that you may be feeling, instead of just playing them on a reel in your mind, speak them. Like maybe not, don't speak them into existence. Don't say like this is going to happen, but just kind of like talk to somebody that you trust, or write it down in a journal, or even like a group, have like a little group chat or a group session with some friends or something, and talk about these anxieties that you may have, because sometimes just expressing them, just getting them out, when you say them out loud, you may look at them differently, or you may realize, oh, that kind of, okay, that's not that bad, even if that were to happen, or I don't even think that's really plausible. So you know what I mean? Like you tend to be able to really see your thoughts for what they are when you actually have to verbalize them. And it's just a form of release. So this week, let's try and release some of this antsy energy, this kind of like frazzled energy, through our communication and our self-expression. Okay, and on the card it says, the frequency of the throat chakra, the blue flower of life, supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. Right, blue to me is like a color that evokes safety and calm. And I think a lot of us are very attracted to blue, and it makes sense, right? The sky is blue, the ocean is blue. And I think this message is just trying to let us know we are safe and we are supported in who we are. So we just have to embrace that this week and remember that we don't need to force anything. We need to plan and come up with a routine and use self-discipline as a form of self-care. Because if you're worried about the future and you're not sure what's coming next and all of that stuff, how nice would it be if you knew, well, I'm not sure what's going to happen next month, but I know that today I'm going to wake up at this time and I'm going to do this, that, and kind of scheduling things out so that it takes some of that pressure off, right? You don't have to worry about what you're going to do because you've already told yourself in advance what you're going to do, right? So it's like in the moment, it may not be like, feel like something that you feel like doing, right? You may not feel like writing down a schedule or writing down a plan of action for your dreams, but future you will thank you. You know what I mean? Like, it'll definitely help. And the last card we pulled from the Goddess Power Oracles is Yuki Onna, stillness. Right, I feel like part of the summer solstice energy, like the finding some peace and doing things that bring you joy and the play and self-expression, definitely coincides with like, sitting down somewhere and getting still, figuring out how to still your mind. And like I said, I feel like if you channel that energy into doing something for the fun of it, like playing or creating something just for you, a calm, a stillness may come over your mind because you're not focusing on all this other stuff. You're not thinking about all this other stuff. You're coloring or you're playing a game. You know what I mean? You can channel some of that focus and it'll help you to attain this stillness. Well, let's see what it says in the book. The Japanese goddess of winter. That's interesting because we've got summer over here and then we've got winter. Okay. Calls you to a practice of daily meditation and stillness to prepare you for greater productivity and results. Being open and receptive, slowing down and allowing for time to dream activates your partnership within the universe so you can truly set your intentions in motion. Then, almost without effort, you discover their vibrational match in the world of form. Just as the life force quietly builds within a seed buried under snow, so too will the energy build in the seed of your desires, before manifesting with no effort on your part. You will find how easy it is to co-create while implementing a practice of stillness and receptivity. Let others make the first move at this time as you assess and observe the world around you from the profound position of stillness and neutrality. In this way, the world becomes more intimate, yet you know to take nothing personally. When the goddess Yuki Onna comes to support you, be still. This calls in the miracles. The action now is non-action. So, in order to put the emperor energy in our lives upright, put it right, and in order to balance this rabbit energy and all of that really just intuition that we have and all of that brain power that we have, we've got to get still and we've got to calm down. Like I said, I feel like one of the best ways to do that is through doing things for just the joy of it, right? But another really important way is through meditation, through intentionally kind of calming your mind and just observing. Like it said, just watch the world around you this week, kind of like you would in meditation when you just watch your thoughts, when you let them come in and you let them go out, right? That's what we do. We sit, close our eyes, focus on the breath, thought comes in, okay, cool, and then we let it pass. Kind of treat your life in that way this week as well. There's no need to get into weird, power trips or power conflicts with others. We just need to remember what we came here to do, like I said, remember what our goals are, and trust that they are happening, but they're happening on their terms in divine timing. And the way to co-create isn't by forcing or by projecting negativity onto the future. It's by getting into like a flow state and just allowing. So I feel like that's what the overall message for this week is. Find a way to get into a state of allowing. We need to celebrate. We don't have to have a reason to celebrate. Just celebrate this week. Express ourselves this week. And get still. And plan. Put on really comfy clothes and sit at your desk with your journal or wherever you are, in your bed, on your couch, on the floor, outside, whatever it is, and write out, the things that you want to get done in a day. And then any free time that you see, you've written it down. So it's like you're writing it down so you can actually see what you want to get done. And all of the free time that you see, use that free time to find some kind of meditative practice. It doesn't actually have to be meditation if that's too difficult. It can be, like I said, doing something just for the joy of it. I feel like that can be its own kind of meditation. Dancing, moving your body, exercise, going for a walk. There's plenty of ways that you can, get still without feeling like you're not doing anything. Okay? But good things are coming around the corner. So this week I feel like is preparing us for that. All right, I'm really excited to see how this goes. Please let me know how your week goes. You can come back every day, Monday, Tuesday, I don't care, and let me know what's going on. I'd love to hear about it. Okay, that's all I've got for this weekly reading. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your energy with me. I really appreciate it. The magic in me honors the magic in you. Be well. Bye.